There was a famine in the land of Bethlehem, compelling Elimelech and Naomi to seek refuge in Moab with their family. Unfortunately, Naomi lost her husband and 2 sons and was in mourning with her daughters-in-law, Ruth and Orpah, who stood by her. All 3 women became widows in a world that offered them little protection. They didn't just have to survive, they had to strategize on how they would survive. Naomi decides to return to Judah with her daughters-in-law. She urges them to return to their family homes and remarry for their own well-being. They both initially resist, but after a heartfelt plea, Orpah decides to return to her people. Ruth refuses to leave Naomi, declaring her now famous words, "Where you go, I will go." This marks a pivotal moment of deep devotion and solidarity. Naomi, deeply upset about her situation, asks to be called Mara, which means bitter, instead of her original name. Ruth stays by her side as they return during the barley harvest, suggesting a time of fresh starts. This is the biblical story of 2 women who cleverly found their way through a male-dominated society by making smart choices and standing together.
Israel's gleaning laws, Leviticus 19 and Deuteronomy 24, allowed the poor to gather leftover grain. In the fields of Bethlehem, Ruth went to collect leftover barley, not realizing she had entered the territory of Boaz, a kind-hearted man known for his generosity.
The strategy.
Naomi's return to Bethlehem wasn't a sign of failure, it was a smart move. She knew all about the harvest season, the local customs, and the important people around. Ruth 3 verse 1, "My daughter, shall I not seek rest for you?" As the barley harvest concluded, the plan was for Ruth to approach Boaz at the threshing floor. Ruth 3 verses 6 to 13.
The setup.
Ruth's well-known words, "Where you go, I will go," were more than just a promise of loyalty. They were an agreement between 2 individuals committed to building their future together. So she went down to the threshing floor and did just as her mother-in-law had commanded her. After eating and drinking, Boaz felt merry and lay down at the end of the grain heap. Ruth quietly approached, uncovered his feet, and lay down. At midnight, Boaz woke up and found a woman at his feet. "Who are you?" he asked. Ruth replied, "I am Ruth, your servant. Spread your garment over me, for you are a redeemer." Boaz said, "Blessed are you, my daughter. You have shown kindness greater than before, as you haven't pursued younger men. Do not fear, I will do what you ask. Everyone knows you are a worthy woman. There is a Redeemer closer than I. Stay here tonight, and in the morning, if he will redeem you, let him. If not, I will redeem you." With integrity, Boaz addressed the matters of redemption at the city gate, ultimately embracing Ruth as his bride.
The sovereign design element.
Ruth and Boaz's son Obed became the grandfather of King David, weaving their humble love story into the grand tapestry of redemptive history. For through their bloodline would come not only Israel's greatest king, but ultimately the Messiah, Jesus Christ, whose genealogy would forever bear the names of a Moabite widow and her kinsman redeemer. Proving that God can turn your story with a strategy, create opportunities for salvation with setups, as he is in control of the sovereign design. Romans 8 verse 28. "And we know that all things work together for good, to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose." An assurance that no matter the circumstances, good or bad, they are ultimately woven into a purposeful plan by God for those who love him.